Hey YouTube, it's Grace, and welcome to episode 2 of my brand new series where I take every single painting from Minecraft and make them in real life. In this video, I'm doing the skeleton in the fortune cookie painting. I couldn't find what it was actually called, but I'll give you a 1-second preview because I don't want to spoil anything. But this was the reference picture I used if you would like to try it for yourself. And one more thing before we get into this video, I have something new that I'm doing on Etsy that I wanted to tell you about, which is in-depth guides to how I make specific Minecraft paintings. As I'm recording this video, I only have one, which is based off of that one right there. But by the time you see this video, I'm hoping to have a couple more out. Obviously for the episode 1 of this series, I did the plant painting, so I'm hoping to make one for that. And I'm also hoping to make one for the skeleton in the fortune cookie painting. Because I realized that for some people, watching these videos is enough for them and they're able to follow them pretty easily. But for others, they need something that's more in-depth, more detailed. So I wanted to do something that would make it easier and kind of just give you all of the information if you wanted to try and make Minecraft paintings in real life, just like I do. So as always, the link to my Etsy will be in the description, so if you would like to check those out, I'd really appreciate it. But that is it for my boring intro section of this video, so let's get into it. So the painting I'll be making is a 3:4 ratio, so you can use any size canvas that keeps that same ratio. For this video, I'm going to be doing a 12x16 inch canvas. I went ahead and counted across and up and down for how many pixels wide and tall my painting was, and it is 48 tall and 64 wide. So the way I figure out the size of each pixel is I take 12 inches divided by 48 pixels and 16 inches divided by 64 pixels, and that leaves me with 1/4 inch, so that is how big each pixel will be. I just finished marking out every 1/4 inch across all 4 sides, so now I'm going to use my ruler and connect all these lines to make the grid. You know, I feel like I say this a lot, but this is a really nice grid. I didn't mess up the whole time, and I am really happy with it. Since this grid is really tiny, I'm going to definitely be adding some primer on it just so that it keeps everything from smearing once I actually go in with real paint. This step is definitely optional, and you definitely do not need to use the same primer as me, but this is what I use. So this is how it looks now after I added a little bit of primer. I ended up wiping most of it off actually because this primer is really old, so it didn't go on super thin, but I think I'm definitely going to be able to see the grid through this, so it shouldn't be an issue. So I'm just going to let this dry overnight and then work on the colors. For adding color, I'm always sure to do the border first, that way I don't get confused with counting everything else later, and for that I'm just going to be using this kind of orangish brown color. Now that the border is done, I can move on to the other colors. I'm going to start by doing like a rough idea. So like this chunk here is kind of the same, this here is kind of the same, the grays are very similar. So just marking out those first. And I'm going to do that by counting up and over and then kind of making an outline and transferring it over to here and then just filling it in. Alright, I have just taken the time to mark out a few colors. I'm just working kind of on this one right here, which is like the inside lighter color of this fortune cookie that the skeleton's in. For that, I kind of just used a really light brown and mixed it with white. A lot of these are just light brown, like different variations of light brown, so it's kind of hard to explain how I mix them, but I just make them a little bit different from each other. Random time hop, it's been like a week since I've been able to work on this, but right now I'm just working on filling in more of the dark grays and then just working my way up to lighter grays by taking the base color, adding a little bit of white, and then using that to make sort of like a gradient. I just realized I've been painting for a while and haven't really talked you guys through what I'm doing, but what I did is I added this dark red, I mixed it with a lighter kind of tannish color and some orange to get this shade, filled that in, and now I'm just working on the skeleton part, so just trying to get all this filled in with dark grays and light grays. And I also did this brown, which was just this light shade but slightly darker. Here's how it looks after the first coat is done. As you can see, this is a very rough draft, but I know where everything's supposed to go, so it's gonna look a lot cleaner after I add the second coat and details. For this second coat of paint, I'm gonna be using basically the same colors and just focusing on making the paint more opaque so that you can't see the lines through it or anything, and cleaning up the lines also just because some of them look kind of messy. Alright, I've been kind of bad at recording during this today, and I'm kind of skipping the second coat step a little bit and mixing it together with the blending, which I normally do after. But basically what I'm doing is I'll paint this color and I'll paint this color and then mix them together in even parts to get this transition color, and then kind of just repeat the transition color process to blend things out. So I'm working on the second coat and that kind of at the same time. I think I've added a second coat of most of the colors now, so now I'm focusing on going in with more color variations to make it look more pixely. So I'm doing this lighter shade here, and then I also have some darker ones. And then with the skeleton, I made a super light gray to sort of pixelate out the white, and this is where we're at so far, but I'm definitely going to be doing this a lot more. And I don't think I've explained it super well this video, but the way that I do the pixelating colors is, say for example, if I want to pixelate out this area here, I'll take this color and then mix something slightly lighter and slightly darker, and then kind of just put random pixels around it, and then it sort of blends everything out better. And I think I am pretty much done right now. I just sent a picture to the person who commissioned me and they really like it. So I think I'm just gonna let it dry for a few days, and then I will show you in natural light right before I package it up. And here's the painting once it's completely dry in natural light. I kind of have to hold it at a weird angle, otherwise we get this weird glare with my window. For several of the Minecraft painting designs, I've done them a few times, but this was the first time that I've ever done this one, so I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, especially considering that I've never done it before. Overall, I'd say that this painting was definitely a success, even if it did take me a bit longer than I thought because I have been so busy with school and preparing for finals lately. But that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed and found it at least somewhat helpful if you are looking to make this for yourself, or entertaining if you just wanted to watch me make it. As I mentioned a bit ago, I am approaching finals as I'm recording this, so things are gonna be a little bit hectic, but I'm hoping to do a whole bunch more painting this summer. I do record stuff in advance for YouTube, so I will have, I think, one more episode of this series that's coming right after this, and then after that I'm going to have a couple more different style videos that are gonna be vlogs because I have some really exciting stuff coming up in May and I am so excited for it and I need to vlog it. But thank you so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!